Hey guys, B Hiking here, and today we're going to play with dolls. Not really. I actually created this cheesy little diagram to show you the difference in how placing your load affects the strain on your back and your neck, and kind of give you an idea of how those affect your center line of gravity. And I've watched a few videos out there, and some people say, well, place your heavy items at the bottom of your pack so it doesn't really crush your lighter items. Well, that's not true. You actually want your heavy items to be at the top of your pack, and today I'm going to kind of show you why. And by the way, this is my me wearing my USMC ILBU pack. I'm 6 foot tall, so you can kind of get an idea of how big this bag is. And on this diagram I do have 3 different spots that I'll show you today that will affect your center line of gravity. And your center line of gravity, for argument's sake, is a little bit different on everybody. You know, depending on the type of boots that you're wearing will shift your center line of gravity forward. Also, you know, your size is different, so your center line of gravity might be a little bit different. But for argument's sake, we're going to say that your center line of gravity is right down the center of your body, which is, you know, kind of standard. And we'll give an example of your heavy weight being at the very top of your pack versus you know, the top of your main pack, the inside of your main pack, and at the very bottom of your pack. And each one of these are kind of closest to my back is, of course, how you want to be carrying your load in the first place. So I will demonstrate and kind of pay this string right here will represent our center line of gravity of our pack whenever I'm moving this model around. And what we want to do is just show the difference of what it takes to get this point of reference to the center line of my gravity. And you'll notice I have a weight here at the bottom that will kind of help the string move over to that placement. So first we'll take a look at the top. If I was to place the heaviest items of my pack at the top, and see how far I would have to bend over, or what it would take to reach that point. And I'll just gently move over the model, and you'll see, if I was wearing my heavy stuff at the top of my pack, it wouldn't take that much for me to bend over, you know, to get that center line of gravity straight. And of course, if you're carrying a heavy load, you're always going to be probably leaning into it a little bit, or if you're climbing up a hill, you're going to have to lean into it as well. So there are a couple of things that are going to vary, but this is just a general purpose of standing still on what it actually takes to get your center line of gravity. Alright, I'm going to move it into my next location, and we'll see how much further I have to bend over to get to that location, to get to that center line of gravity. Okay, again standing straight up, and if I was placing, if I was placing my heavy load in the top portion of my main pack, how far do I have to bend into my load to get it square, which just creates the comfort, you know, we're looking for the comfort. And I do have to bend over a little bit further, but not too much. And that's pretty much my center line of gravity there. Your center line typically would run down your backbone into your legs and to the heels of your boots. So not too much. And now I'll give the example if I was, you know, wanting to put the heavy load at the bottom of my pack. I think you're going to see a difference in why we wouldn't want to put the heavy load at the bottom of our pack. Alright, now my load is at the bottom part of my pack, and let's see how far I'd have to bend over just to get the heaviest part of my pack. Now you are going to have other items at the top of your pack too that's going to throw that off a little bit, but for just a reference, if we were trying to put the center line of gravity, if my heavy items were at the bottom of my pack, I would have to bend over about that far in order to have my center line of gravity where I'd like it to be. So I hope this helps you out. I know the model is a little bit cheesy, but I think it might help a few people out there of understanding why you want to wear and load your pack accordingly and have the heavy stuff at the top. A couple other things that are going to make a huge difference on carrying your load weight again is your boots. It's always good to have nice boots. Put insoles in there to support your arches if you need to. The placement of your hip belt. There are several videos out there that demonstrate the proper way to put on your pack. So I would just take a look at the other videos on YouTube. I think they've been pretty thorough, so I didn't want to go over the physical example of me putting on my pack. Just the simple steps would be: you would bend over, you would place your snap your hip belt first, do your shoulder straps, and then on the top, which is your load straps, and then your lower shoulder straps will pull the pack up, over, and in. The top straps will just pull the pack closer to you. If you have a pack about this height, if a large pack, and if you can't tilt your head back and probably touch your pack's probably sitting too far off of your shoulders and your body. And so that's just kind of a couple examples. Also, how I kind of test to make sure I have the proper amount of weight on my shoulders versus the amount of weight on my hips is, if you were to unloosen your hip belt and you don't feel a load change, you probably have too much load on your shoulders. And if you don't have your shoulder straps tightened up nearly enough, you're definitely going to feel it in your neck, because you're going to want to lean forward a little bit into that. And how I check to make sure I have the load properly distributed on my shoulders is if I roll my body, and meaning that I twist my hips to where I'm lifting up on the weight of my hip belt, I should be able to see a difference in my shoulder straps. Best way is, before you go on your hike, maybe even get in front of a mirror and test the weight of your pack. You're going to have to readjust your pack every time you go out, because your load is going to be different. So don't ever get standard. Don't ever say, I never need to adjust my shoulder straps anywhere, because you are going to need to adjust your shoulder straps each time you go out, because your load's going to be different. Also, whenever you do your shoulder straps, pull them so that they're straight and even, else you're going to notice it on one side of your body. I hope this has helped you out, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and until next time.